There ain't no way!
It's hard to tell if this truck is trying to get involved or if this is just accidental.
It's absolutely
But the suspect driver is almost pinned in there. You can see LAPD.
The fucking, of course, a truck owner, dude. Of course, a fucking Chevy Silverado owner's like, I'll be the hero, brother. Oh,
just a concerned citizen. LAPD
has. We are now
this should be. Wait, what the fuck, bro? This is literally. Oh my God! If Ethan and I kept debating, I would be in this right now.
Folks are where we are headed, but as we also head
I'm not even kidding.
Direction,
like
you also usually run into some pretty serious traffic, and that is what is now happening. They just
what did he throw?
I don't know what that was.
Gun?
Just threw out the window.
Gun?
Maybe we can try to replay that and slow that down and figure out what that was.
I haven't heard or seen if that was if the suspect in this Grand Theft Auto was armed or anything, or they just threw out some junk out the window. But you definitely know they'll be picking that up. Those trailing units in the back there will be picking that up as evidence to find out exactly what was out there.
So because it gets fucking annoying, okay, sometimes. That's probably why you got timed out, but we're still watching it, okay? Calm down. It's okay. You got timed out. It's not the end of the fucking world.
Area, Kevin. We've got some freeway options here. Stay on the 110 northbound. Get off the 10 freeway, go to the east or to the west, or even get off on surface streets. We talked about this kind of being closer to where the whole pursuit began.
Rightfully so, that there may not, that this driver might not have, an animal in the car, which, hopefully as far as distractions are concerned, that's one less distraction that this driver has. Although, with
there's an animal in the
car, flag outside, throwing weapons out of the vehicle, it's just hard to say what's going through this suspect's mind at this time.
Well, that was a massive development when the weapon came out of the vehicle, because we had, as Colleen had mentioned before, a lot of this was alleged.
What is this flag?
Suspect. We had known why authorities were potentially chasing them, but we didn't know if there was actually an armed suspect in the vehicle. But having watched the person throw a weapon out of the vehicle, that went a little bit beyond alleged. So we
Pan-African is like, I thought it was like it could be Ghana, which ironically it could be Kurdish too.
Just standing back and letting this person drive in a surveillance mode, because this was an armed suspect, and it is likely they knew this, which is one of the reasons probably that they just have not given up control of this.
Ghana, 60 seconds.
Because it's on the freeways so many times.
Could be Lithuania, maybe? I don't fucking know.
It's a CHP chase. The only time we've seen a CHP officer was on the 110 at the end of the carpool lane when they had kind of stopped.
Why, ironically, because
that's when the suspect took off and got back on.
Immediately, as soon as I see the Ghana flag, I think of the one time that Turkish ultranationalists burned a flag of Ghana,
there's so many people that
thinking that it was a Kurdish flag, and then Ghana Twitter got real fucking mad at it,
and because that,
and we're like, "Fuck you! Why are you fucking burning our flag, bitch?"
It's just an unusual, it's like sort of a slow-moving pursuit, even though I know that they're going with the flow of traffic, but many times we see these pursuit suspects going in the triple digits. So.
Well, this suspect, beyond the speed, it's the...
This is a great color scheme, actually.
Over 4 or 5 lanes in one
great
move,
color scheme overall.
Shoulder,
big fan.
Splitting lanes, going back and forth. So even though he's not been going very fast, he's been dangerous, you know.
I'm wondering where he's going to end up. I mean, are they going to continue on the one?
I appreciate it. Trinrek, thank you for the 5 gifted.
And you don't know, by the way, when we're talking about, we don't exactly know where this alleged armed robbery may have taken place. But we don't know if there's a victim out there who was injured during this. But we know something triggered this call.
Yeah, I mean, we know it originated near Vernon. Yeah, go ahead.
To give you guys some additional information here, LAPD is telling us now that this may have been a Grand Theft Auto situation where this may be a stolen vehicle. So that may be why LAPD may be staying so close alongside this vehicle, because if it wasn't a stolen vehicle, then they would be able to use the license plate to be able to track down a suspect and so on and so forth. But if this is someone who may have used a weapon to you know, commandeer this vehicle, then that
they're not
gives
gaining.
LAPD
He's slowing down. I don't know why.
A little bit more of a reason to stay close with this suspect and understand that this is possibly a violent person, although it's definitely a good sign that at least one weapon we've seen and we've been able to confirm was thrown out of the vehicle as we continue westbound on this 10 freeway. And looking ahead out the helicopter window, it is, you know, Thursday, almost.
I'm just legitimately shocked that the Los Angeles Police Department is actually trying to stop a crime.
So this driver, you know, really picked kind of the best freeway in the Southland that this guy could just cruise along at about 65, 70 miles an hour. And you have to wonder if this driver has some kind of message to deliver. If this person, you know, with the flag and all of that sort, may be just wanting to, you know, cruise alongside and continue on in a pursuit.
As someone from LA, you're this shocked? No, it's reverse commute. That's why. The I-10, especially around here, is very empty going in one direction at all times during the day.
City, in the westbound direction, we're going to go through Culver City, the 405. We've been on the 405 before, so it'll be interesting to see if this suspect continues.
Why does every car chase happen in LA?
Towards LAX,
I can explain
towards
it to
the
you.
South Bay, or if we continue northbound and go to a place where we haven't yet been in this pursuit, towards Brentwood, the Sepulveda Pass, and the San Fernando Valley. But this is certainly an interesting one. This driver could be going faster. This driver is, you know, driving a little more calm.
I told
right
Murat just showed up. I told him there's a car chase right where he was.
So you have to wonder, what's the point? Is this person just enjoying?
He said, "Do you want me to go and get him?"
That they may have, or do they have some other motives? You know, something else that they want to do here. Maybe in situations in the past you've seen.
Oh, the question was, why does this happen in LA? Because Los Angeles is one of the few places where they do have an active chase policy, whereas in many other places, they don't have that. Which is ironic because that's not what you would say if there was, you know, if crime was truly free. You know what I mean? And yes, the reason is because it is infinitely safer to not fucking give chase to a suspect with a cop car. It's infinitely safer to just like let them run away and then do actual police work and investigation to figure out where they went. But that's why, because it's so much more dangerous. There's like plenty of innocent people that get killed in the crossfire. They get caught up in the crosshairs in general. And also, I think because LAPD is content brained, yes. It's also ironic because like the LAPD is fucking dog shit at like recovering a stolen vehicle. So I don't know how the fuck they're just they love doing the car chase, but they hate like actually recovering stolen vehicles.
As far as, you know, guarding how close people get to this pursuit, they don't seem to be that interested in keeping people too far away from this pursuit, which maybe because that weapon was tossed, that gives them some reason to believe that this suspect maybe is a little less dangerous. But you know, it's hard to kind of move forward with that logic, because you always have to, and most law enforcement agencies always have to treat these situations as someone that could be very dangerous. As you see there,
bro, this dude wants to be seen.
With the flag a little bit, it appears to be attached to maybe the rearview mirror, and that's what's holding
it's
it on.
Mercedes.
And he's also kind of fiddling around to the inside there, maybe.
Or wait, no, is it a Honda? Is it a Genesis?
We can see a little bit of a phone there through the tinted windows.
Or is it a Mercedes, chat?
This person may be texting, calling people.
Is it BMW?
As we continue, you know, westbound on the 10. We're just about in Culver City right now, passing National Boulevard, and we're going to hit the 405. There's no traffic between here and the 405. This guy can continue on as we get a little bit pretty close to a bus there, but doesn't seem to impact this driver at all.
So lucky. You called it a moment ago. Very lucky. Very, very lucky. For all of us who have to navigate these freeways on the daily, it's amazing to see how lucky this driver has gotten by choosing this freeway.
Well, he's also heading back
all the freeways in the Southland.
And he's heading back in the direction of familiarity, because he was on the 405 at one point. So he may be. We've seen chases continue into areas that they're familiar with.
This is not a regular chase. I feel like this dude's got additional
been on the 405.
He's got some other shit going on, I think.
Now on the 10, on the 105. So basically, this is now heading back in the general direction.
Also, I'm not even joking. Like, this is literally like, motherfucker. This motherfucker is like taking my commute right now, ruining my fucking commute.
Down. And again, this is a grand theft auto, but we also saw a weapon tossed from the window, so it could have been a carjacking as well. There's so much that we don't know other than the fact that this person is not pulling over and LAPD is not giving up on this chase.
Yeah, Philip, sorry, we're monitoring a couple of different things on the radio here. But, you know, we're continuing in the westbound direction here, very close, maybe a mile out from the 405.
You don't have a job?
This driver's going to reach a decision-making point, kind of flirting with that right lane there. If the driver gets in that right lane, that will mean that this guy will continue in the southbound direction on the 405. It looks like he's slowing down. We're really slowing the pace down of this pursuit. Now LAPD is starting to keep traffic back, although we may see some cars just because they're approaching so fast, they may be able to pass this this guy on the left side, and it looks like this guy's going to continue on the 10 westbound. So we're passing at least the ramp that allows you to go onto the southbound 405, which, you know, looking at the traffic on that southbound 405.
There's no way this many people still don't know that, like, I actually fucking do leftovers on Thursdays, right? And was, like, driving literally on this fucking road. Like, literally on this road. Like, an hour ago. Like, there's no fucking shot. There's 0% chance that, like, people are this oblivious.
Of our streaming coverage of this, Eyewitness News at 4 o'clock is about to get underway, and we have to do a couple of things here in studio to get that ready. So the chase continues, and Gabe Santos is going to keep you updated here on the stream. But then don't forget to join us for Eyewitness News at 4 o'clock here in a moment.
All right, thank you, Philip and Colleen, and thank you for joining us. If you're with us on ABC7.com and our ABC7 streaming apps and platforms, we've been following this pursuit of a robbery suspect, a possibly armed robbery suspect. Well, we know they were armed at some point because at about 10 minutes ago in this pursuit, we saw the suspect toss a gun out the window. We don't know if there's any other weapons in the vehicle.
This is a Thomas Sankara fan driving over to tell Ethan in person, like, anti-imperialist Marxist-Leninist sentiments. Like, he's just like, Hasan didn't do a good job, so I'm driving over there to fucking let you know, like, in person, this is how it's supposed to be. Like, I'm a Pan-African nationalist.
Passing Slauson, monitoring a couple items of radio traffic here. And the suspect then went southbound on the 110, westbound on the 105, southbound on the 405, back northbound on the 110, and now we've been on the 10 westbound for quite some time here, not going very fast, kind of keeping speeds under 50 miles an hour, and now we're coming up on an exit here. This is the Sawtell exit in the Santa Monica area, and this driver is at the point of no return here, getting off the 10 freeway. I'm a little surprised at this because the 10 freeway is completely clear all the way to the coast. This guy could have been able to drive for miles without having any issues as far as traffic goes. But now this pursuit may get a little bit more dangerous because we're on Sawtell. Bundy. We're on Bundy. That was the Sawtell off-ramp, and you have vehicles going at a bit slower pace, and it looks like we're going to cross back onto the on-ramp to the eastbound 10 freeway. So, a little bit of an interesting development
dummy,
there.
there's so much more traffic there.
This driver would stay on surface streets, but judging from what we've seen earlier in this pursuit, the
fuck's he doing
on the highway? So, you know, looking at that, it's kind of no surprise that he got back onto the highway. Now we're getting on the eastbound 10. There's a lot of traffic on this eastbound 10, almost all the way towards downtown. This driver will have to make a couple of decisions here. He'll have the option, as you see there, to go on the 405 north or the 405 south, both of which are highly congested right now. This driver has no option but to deal with the congestion in either direction, whether he's going east, south, north. And it looks like he's going to stay on that 10 freeway, at least bypassing the option to go on the 405 north, continuing on the 10 east, and LAPD not letting this one go at all. They haven't given this up to CHP, which again is a little bit interesting because of the amount of time
they always do this, dude.
On
I wonder why. I don't know why.
In a lot of cases such as this, you would see LAPD give this up to CHP.
Yeah, that part is
CHP
impossible.
Deal with it for the duration.
There's
that
infinitely,
the
there's
is
too
on
much traffic in
but
it's
you
too
have to
congested.
consider what
I don't know why he didn't
LAPD,
just hit the PCH or
want
something.
This suspect for as we cross
because
over
I also don't
from
know what
that
he's trying to do.
right lane, and a little bit of aggressive driving there as we go into the far left-hand shoulder.
He has a
and we've
flag,
seen this
so I just
behavior
assume
before
that
this
he's, like,
driver's
trying
going
to
to
make a
use the
statement or
far
something.
left shoulder along the center median, turn that into a lane, and just continue around a lot of this traffic.
Yemek geldi mi?
You know, it's kind of a blessing in disguise, I would say, because I would be worried to see if this driver gets blocked in, what kind of behavior that would lead to.
You think he ironed that flag? Nobody who loves flags irons their flags. Let's be real.
Trying to crash into anybody, which that we've seen in a lot of pursuits.
Did he get the Cyberpunk update so he can shoot while driving?
They panic,
no,
and they
he didn't actually. He threw his gun out. I think the Cyberpunk update didn't work for him because he threw his gun out accidentally. I think he ejected it.
In situations like this. So we're still on this left shoulder on the 10 eastbound. We've passed the 405, and we're going to continue through Culver City, Mid-City, and you never know with these situations. A lot of the time you see these drivers stick to places that they know or start doing circles around places that they know. In this case, this driver has made certain on and off ramp decisions and exit decisions to imply to me that he kind of has a familiarity with at least the South LA area and maybe a bit of the west side. That's just a guess, but with a lot of the decisions he's making, one could believe that that may be the case. I'm just monitoring some of the LAPD radio traffic
I don't know. Long.
As we continue on the 10 eastbound, we have multiple LAPD.
Yeah, he needs to grab jump.
We have an LAPD helicopter over this. We have a CHP plane over this, which again are all kind of normal procedures with a pursuit like this, staying on the highway. Copy, 2 minutes. Copy that. And just to give you all joining us on the web on our streaming channel, everywhere ABC7 streams, we have Eyewitness News at 4 p.m. coming up on the television, so you'll be able to tune to Channel 7 and see continuing coverage of this pursuit of an armed robbery suspect, possibly armed robbery involving this Mercedes. We believe, at least from the latest word that we've gotten from LAPD, that this Mercedes has been stolen.
Oh, there you go.
And you can see there this pursuit coming, slowing down a little bit behind a white van. The LAPD vehicle right behind him opens the door a little bit, hopefully hoping for an end to this pursuit. But this driver gets a little scared there and scurries around to the right side using the right shoulder there. And there's a lot of traffic to be seen here on the eastbound 10. Really the only option for this driver to continue on is to use the shoulder, and we definitely see this driver doing that. You never know if someone's going to be pulled over on the shoulder. That could be an interesting development as we continue in the eastbound lanes here. And you can see there LAPD staying very close behind this vehicle. I'm going to take a quick pause here. We're getting things ready.
This is literally unimaginably good driving from a Mercedes-Benz driver. You know he stole it, okay? I've never seen a Los Angeles Mercedes-Benz driver drive this responsibly. Do you understand? It does not happen. It has never happened. It will never happen ever again. This is the only time. I think there is a political message behind this. Like, there's something going on here. Look at this. I mean, he's not using his turn signals, which is normal, right? Like, that's how it goes. You're not supposed to use your turn signals, famously. That part is normal. But he keeps slowing down. I don't know what the fuck he's trying to do. Fox went in the commercial break. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Doors are opening.
Yeah, Giovanna, this pursuit is definitely coming to an interesting point right here as we see the driver coming to a complete stop in the middle of lanes on the 10 freeway. We're in the eastbound lanes.
It's crazy that he's doing this right at the top of the hour when there's a 3-minute paywall coming, too. This guy's got to be a fucking HasanAbi head, dude. He's trying to bait and switch here, but, like, it's wild that he keeps coming to a full stop, and I will not be able to fucking see what happens unless they subscribe for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, where you get 1 free Prime subscription a month. You know what I'm saying? Use it on your favorite broadcaster, favorite crime reporter. Hopefully that's me. Here's the 3-minute break now. Dude, I can't even look away. He stopped the sub.
I'm driving. Like right now, we're seeing this driver kind of slow down and go even slower than the pace of some of this very slow traffic. And then we're seeing points where when LAPD gets close, this driver will use some of those shoulders and really kind of drive at high speeds around some of this traffic.
What's he doing?
It looks like, yeah, it looks like something was thrown out right there, and we've seen that from this suspect before. Earlier, when this driver was on the 110 north,
chat.
we saw the suspect throw a gun out of the window, which checks out with what we believe this
It's
suspect
sick.
to be wanted for, which is possibly an armed robbery. I wasn't able to get a good eye on what that suspect threw out right there. The other interesting thing you have is, obviously, there's a flag hanging out of the sunroof of this stolen Mercedes-Benz. Those colors could equate to a number of different countries, maybe a cause, so we're not going to speculate exactly what that could be from at this point, but definitely makes you wonder exactly what this pursuit driver, what this suspect may want, whether he wants to bring attention to a cause or whether he's just trying to get away at this point.
Wow, and we're seeing very agitated in the car right now.
Yeah, he's moving around a lot. He seems like he's shuffling through some, I mean, it's hard to see through the windshield, but he's doing something right now. He's driving
It's
slowly.
classic. He's cycling through his weapons.
Take care of something in the vehicle that he wants to do. Who knows? Maybe
he's cycling through his weapons, dude.
Evidence. Who knows?
I don't know.
We don't
know.
The
weapon
wheel.
For,
he's definitely
for quite
distracted.
some time now, Giovanna, and this is the most agitated this driver has taken on. We know that the sunroof had been open most of the time. The sunroof was just recently closed. We know that the flag, he definitely wants to make sure he's displaying the colors of that flag. We know that. We know that this may that this has originated from an armed robbery suspect. Now, Gabe, did we find out, is this a stolen car?
We believe that to be the case from the latest word we have from LAPD right now, is that this vehicle is stolen.
How do you
and
retrieve
this
those
suspect
weapons?
is wanted for possibly
you just, like,
the
close
grand
off
theft
traffic?
auto of this vehicle. So that's the information that
Wait,
we're running with
I
right
wonder.
now as far as what LAPD is telling us. Check.
All right, Gabe, yeah, we can hear you. And because this is a Grand Theft Auto vehicle, potentially, that's what authorities are telling us. It's possible this flag was on the vehicle when he took the car,
Well,
or
it
I don't
seems
know.
like it's probably not, because they're so adamant on
Why would
waving
he
the
display
flag
it,
when they're
dog?
driving. And the sun, like I said, the sunroof has been open. The person has been very targeted with their actions by holding that flag a lot and trying to unfurl it when it kind of gets wound up like this. So it leads one to believe that it's intentional.
Is this a political statement then?
Or something. It's intentional to have this flag out. What the statement is they're trying to make, I'm not quite sure.
All right, and now
it's definitely intentional there, guys. You know, you have to wonder what exactly the reasoning is to have that flag out of the sunroof. Earlier we saw the sunroof open, and now we see it closed, so not sure what that means exactly as far as what the driver is going through. I wanted to point out, you know, we saw this driver using the shoulders, using the left shoulder and using the right shoulder,
man.
but on the right shoulder we saw a vehicle actually parked in those
making
lanes.
my car chases
so this driver had to
political.
get back into traffic, and now he's back into normal lanes, continuing, you know, really
Get your politics out of my fucking car
than
chases,
what
Chad.
now he's going a little bit faster than some of the traffic, but I wonder if that's just because some of these drivers hear the lights and see the sirens, and that's why they're kind of going a little bit slower. And what's happening now is all these other drivers are using the shoulder, and they're kind of, you know, making a pathway for this pursuit to get through as people hear it coming towards them, which is really, you know, that's kind of the best thing you can do, is just to get out of the way, stay out of the way, and let this pursuit go past you. But it's very interesting to see, you know, we're well into rush hour now, and this pursuit continuing eastbound on the 10 freeway.
I feel like he's trying to debate them.
And traffic
open the door and then like drive away or something
on the freeway here, and you see 3 patrol units behind him. And I don't know if you noticed, but that officer right behind the suspect's vehicle opened his car door, his driver's side door. Perhaps he thought that was the opportunity to get out, but the suspect then merged over to the right and is now driving between lanes, which we've seen him do before. Earlier in this pursuit, we've seen him change, you know, from, you know, 2 to 3, 4 lanes at a time, and then drive in between lanes as well. But he is driving much slower than he was earlier, although to Colleen's point that she made earlier, this hasn't really been a high-speed pursuit. He has been following, generally going,
he has,
you know, 60, 65 on the freeway.
Right, we see so many high-speed pursuits. And the one other thing, too, this driver seems to flirt with taking an exit, but then never really commits to it and then veers right back onto the freeway. So clearly this driver feels more comfortable driving on the freeway. Not sure if because the driver may not know the certain areas, but again, you know, Giovanni, you and I both, you know, we take these freeways a lot. When you see the police cars coming, you don't necessarily know that they're on a pursuit. You just know you have to get out of the way, especially when you see several police cars and you see their lights and sirens going and you see the helicopters overhead. So again, and you know what, we've been on this pursuit for quite some time. Bruce Thomas, our law enforcement expert, he's joining us now over the phone. Bruce, it's always great for you to join us in these pursuits because we call on your expertise, because this one, you know, every pursuit, they're all different. They have a lot of similarities. Obviously, they're in a car and they're driving, but this driver has not taken the advantage of having these open freeways and really open up that engine of the car. We know it's a fast car. They haven't really been, I don't think I've seen this driver go over 65, 70 miles an hour yet on this pursuit. What are you thinking when you're watching this pursuit?
Yeah, like you said, every pursuit is different. They have similarities because they're running from the police. But other than that, in this case, he's kind of obeyed the speed limit. Yeah, he's weaved in and out of traffic, but he hasn't been a danger to the public. So I know it started as a following, and now it's in a full pursuit mode. And that's something that the watch commander is taking into account, is the driver's actions.
Yeah.
And Bruce, a question, because sometimes authorities will pull off of a pursuit. Sometimes when they know who the driver is, they have the license plate information. In this case, they're staying close behind. Is it because it is a grand theft auto suspect?
Well, you know, also because there is a robbery of some sort that went down, and the suspect is possibly armed and dangerous. What people don't take into account is the GTA, or Grand Theft Auto, which is taking the vehicle. However, in order to get that felony filing,
this is the title of the video
game.
game.
Alter the vehicle or hide it from the true owner. So basically, taking it like it is now, it's basically like
title
a
card
joyride
moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, we're talking about the weapons. Earlier, we saw the suspect throw a weapon out on the 110. And we know that the suspect also has thrown something else out. We didn't get a good eye on what that suspect threw out on the freeway. But again, police are not giving up on this. This is not going into the CHP area. I know we're approaching La Brea right now on the 110, on the 10. So this is a highly traveled area. But why do you think the CHP, since this has stayed on the freeway the whole time, why isn't the CHP taking over this pursuit?
LAPD may not be relinquishing control at this point. In other words, basically through, through mutual aid, they have not requested CHP as the speeds are not higher and the suspect is not on the freeway doing crazy things.
Yeah.
So what is the strategy at this point? To wait it out, to follow this person and see and wait for an opportunity to maybe conduct a pit maneuver, or hopefully he stops? What do authorities
well, right now they're going to stay behind this suspect, and they do believe that he or she or the vehicle will eventually pull off the freeway, maybe go back to the area.
Pronouns!
However, in this case, you're on the
Stop going Dianas!
They're going to run into some major traffic as they approach downtown. So at this point, there's really no need to do anything but just follow.
Yeah, and as we've been noticing in the past, the LAPD taking a much more cautious approach to a lot of pursuits, calling them off if they need to, if they become too dangerous.
California
we know that the suspect
shit
did have a weapon. They threw it out their window. We don't know if they have any more than one weapon. But as of right now, the way that this pursuit is going, it seems like they are just going to stay on it. They're not going to call this one off.
Yeah, the studies have shown the last couple of years the uninvolved third-party traffic collisions due to pursuits has gone up. And so that's part of the risk management of a pursuit, is weighing the safety of not only the officers and the public, the suspect too, but we take all that into account.
Yeah, well, for good reason, obviously. Again, the suspect's going to be getting into the slow lane. Never know if they're going to take an exit, because they haven't taken an exit yet. They haven't done surface streets. So we don't actually know exactly the location where this car may have been stolen.
Yeah, we don't know that, but we do know that this started about 3 o'clock. And as Gabe Santos was telling us, this suspect led police on a chase throughout South Los Angeles. And onto several freeways. He was on the 105, the 405, the 110, now on the 10 freeway. And then there's that puzzling piece to all of this, that flag. What do you make of this, Bruce? Any idea? And now we see him exiting.
Because I've watched so many car chases, do I have a meta? Yes.
We were trying, while I was on
dirt bikes.
I was talking with your assignment desk, and we were trying to figure out what flag it is, because I know that there have been some protests recently in the last couple of days involving some various countries in the Russian area. But in this case, we couldn't figure it out, and I don't know what the purpose of that flag is. It's obviously some political statement.
Crowded mall area.
I don't think anybody understands what that statement is except the suspect.
Bruce, I want to ask you one more question. Does the strategy change as he's exiting the freeway and onto surface streets? But right now, let's address what's happening right now. We're seeing officers exit the vehicle. Nope, now they're getting back in the car and they're continuing to follow. Does the strategy change? Does the danger level increase on surface streets?
Yeah, great question. As we go onto the streets, the pit maneuver comes into
play.
Look
at this. He just threw something to someone right there. He gave somebody something.
Yeah.
What?
And now I don't think the police know that yet.
What?
Because that one gentleman with the white shirt that was at the corner took something from that suspect. The suspect threw something to him. So, Gabe, you're right there.
I would hope that they would stop him.
Bruce, yeah, 1 second right there. Gabe, did you get an idea of what was thrown to that person on the side of the freeway?
We're going the other way. Going the other way, Josh. So it was definitely hard to tell what was exchanged between the person on the sidewalk and the driver, but we do know that the air unit, the LAPD air unit overhead, did see what.
Bro, cops are blind, dog. I swear to God.
And we're seeing some very aggressive driving as we're going northbound now on Crenshaw Boulevard, now on the wrong side of the road. This is some extreme driving, hitting almost 80 miles an hour here, continuing northbound. We were using that median lane, and now we're back on the right side of the lane. Now this driver's hopefully slowing down a little bit, going through hopefully that intersection had a green light, and now we're hitting some traffic. So we're slamming on the brakes and going back onto the shoulder here. There's a parked car. We're going to go onto the sidewalk now.
What?
It's going to be hard to see here as we go under a tree. We're going to see that car come back out from that driveway from using that sidewalk. Hopefully LAPD was able to get around that car as well. And we're continuing northbound now on Crenshaw. Really excessive rates of speed. Definitely unsafe for this neighborhood. If you're in the mid-city area, just stay off the roads if you can and lock your doors, because you don't know if this driver may try to jump out of the car. If he gets stuck, that could definitely lead to a very dangerous situation. It looks like LAPD taking no chances. They're getting around this traffic as well, and those 77th Division division officers who've been following this pursuit from the very beginning are staying very close to this vehicle. Now that first patrol car right behind
he's gonna get fucking stuck in traffic, dog.
We may have had some contact
the
here
funniest way,
and that silver Nissan over there on the right
the
side.
The funniest way to
and
just
it looks like this driver almost in a panic now in a truck, maybe getting involved, possibly blocking him in. This truck.
There ain't no way!
It's hard to tell if this truck is trying to get involved or if this is just accidental.
It's absolutely
the suspect driver is almost pinned in there. You could see LAPD.
The fucking, of course, a truck owner, dude. Of course, a fucking Chevy Silverado owner's like, I'll be the hero, brother.
Oh, just a concerned citizen. LAPD has guns drawn, and the suspect has their hands out of the window, and hopefully, after we saw this pursuit go...
Bro, I would never do that for one reason, okay? Not because, like, it'll fuck your car up or anything, but most importantly because, like, you'll get shot by the LAPD. You know what I mean?
There, but I'm also kind of concerned for that.
Like, get the fuck out of that car, brother. You are about to get riddled with bullets. Yep, there it is.
They're telling him to get out. They're telling him to get out. And these LAPD officers have to also be concerned of the drivers that were going southbound.
Yeah, you never want to be downrange of the Los Angeles Police Department, okay?
And get out of the way because there's the
issue of
buddy. If officers have to use their weapons for any reason, they want to make sure that there's nobody in harm's way. And you can see that suspect not using the door for some reason and climbing out of the window, hands on the pavement, and he's going to continue trying to climb out of the window. That would be a very unusual way for officers to tell a suspect to get out of the vehicle, but you never know.
Maybe they actually don't know how to get out of the cars. Every now and then you get into a car and you can't figure out where the handle is to get out
Not
of the
on
car.
a fucking Mercedes-Benz, lady. What are you saying?
The car so quickly because it looks like his pants are stuck there and.
Bro, he's twerking, dog. He's twerking.
That's for sure.
That's a thick boy.
Stuck at this point in LAPD. They may be using this other vehicle on the top right of the frame to try and get a little bit closer to the suspect and use the vehicle as a source of cover. They're going to use the door to get a little bit closer and hopefully either grab the suspect and bring him into custody that way, or at least get close enough to be able to see if the suspect is actually stuck or if he's dealing with something else.
Right, and he may be under the influence, a possibility, and we did see him throw one gun out of the vehicle. They do not know if he has any other weapons in that vehicle, so they have to take every precaution possible. It is odd that the suspect is climbing out the window. We do wonder why he didn't just open the door.
This is kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie. Like, pretty hilarious.
Clearly thought it was going to be much easier exit as well. Did not realize they'd be stuck right there on the windowsill of the. I mean, I can't.
Cops are like, first time, brother. Cops, when they noticed how thick he is,
it can't get out.
Realize that they're like, oh, he's just like me.
There's a lot of people in danger this afternoon, so.
No, I'm just saying in general how you can get the officers are trying to figure out how do we get you out of there without putting our lives at risk as well.
It's a precarious and almost.
Bro, what do you mean? How do we get him out of there? Look at him. What's he gonna do? Fucking. What is he gonna? He's literally stuck, dog. You're so crazy. Like, what? You think he has a gun on his foot? What if he knows gun kendo?
They're in front of him. But he does appear to be stuck. So definitely an almost embarrassing situation for this suspect to be in. LAPD working on what their plan is going to be. I thought for a moment they were going to use that car on the right side as a shield to try and get close to the suspect and help him that way. But it looks like
he's stuck harder than... Dude, he's doing fucking reverse hypers, dude. Oh.
To exit the vehicle in a proper manner or at least find a way to...
his pants are down.
Help him crawl out of the vehicle.
Bro, he's got an ass gun. He's got an ass gun. Look alive.
Here he is coming through. He's making.
He's crawling out.
Oh! Okay, this guy's the GOAT. This guy's the GOAT. This guy's the fucking GOAT. I love this guy.
It's highly unusual. It does appear that this suspect may be under the influence of something because this is just not normal behavior. He's rolling out of the vehicle, crawling on the floor, and LAPD just has to deal with it. And they're going to continue issuing commands with him, and we can only hope that very shortly here they're going to move in and just take this suspect into custody.
Look, the best possible thing about this is that he is cooperating.
Exactly.
He has.
Why are the cops not moving in? Like, what do you think he has? Bro is arresting himself because the cops won't do it. Like, what is happening here at this point? Like, why haven't they moved in? Oh my God, the Cyberpunk fucking 2.0 update hasn't fixed the cop glitch, dude. Oh my God, the cops are still glitching in Cyberpunk 2.0. What the fuck? I thought they fixed this. They think he has fentanyl. Pocket fentanyl. Watch out, brother. Pocket fentanyl, brother. I actually don't understand why they still haven't arrested him.
On the 110 North, where the suspect actually threw a gun out of the freeway, and out of the vehicle onto the freeway, and we were actually able to zoom in and confirm that it was a weapon. And we did see something else thrown out of the vehicle a little bit later on, and then of course that exchange with a bystander near the Crenshaw Boulevard off-ramp from the 10. Surely LAPD will be meeting with that individual to see what that was all about, and now that leads to this the conclusion of this pursuit on Crenshaw Boulevard in Mid-City, where LAPD continues to have to treat this suspect as armed and dangerous, and now they have to also understand that he's possibly under the influence, so that may lead to erratic behavior. So that may be why LAPD is being fairly cautious with this, taking things very methodically and slowly, issuing commands, and then when they have the appropriate teams in place to move in and arrest this suspect.
Dude, LAPD is so bad. They literally needed the guy in the Tacoma to fucking apprehend this guy, which is pretty funny, because the guy in the Tacoma is going to come back and just like handcuff him. You know what I mean? The guy in the Tacoma is going to come back and be like, all right, I'll do it, you fucking idiots.
You know, high traffic, high commuter time, people trying to get home with their kids or leave work or do whatever they need to do. But Crenshaw's a busy road, and so
here those officers come. They're going to clear the vehicle. They're going to make sure that no one else or nothing else of a dangerous capacity is in and around the vehicle. They're going to open the trunk, and now they're moving in from their vehicles towards the suspect.
Look at the way they're moving.
They're going to grab one arm, they're going to grab the other arm, slap the cuffs on, and bring this to a conclusion. We're just glad from how erratically this pursuit got at the very end. We're just glad nobody else was hurt except for maybe this
when they saw how thumb-like and fat he was, they were like, we can't arrest him, he's one of us.
Well, again, we're happy to see this come to an end, especially, by the way, the suspect certainly changed their driving attitude. And he's really agitated right now, still yelling at the officer. We don't know what he's saying, but again, it really changed, going very, within the speed limit on the freeway, and then just...
We were all concerned it was really going to escalate further and someone would be hurt. And we do believe that there was contact with another vehicle. Gabe Santos and Air 7 HD, thank you so much for your coverage of this. And Bruce Thomas, as always, thank you for your insight.
All right, well, now we're going to be moving on for more news right now at 4 o'clock. Other news, all eyes are on Hollywood today as we await the outcome of negotiations between the Writers Guild of America and major studios.
Both sides are back at the bargaining table trying to resolve a months-long standoff that's brought the